sideways.
Oh.
There you go.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us at Final Drive TV. Thanks for joining us at Final Drive TV. Welcome. Thanks for joining us on Final Drive TV.
Thanks for joining us on Final Drive TV. Have we got an exciting show for you today? We're going to recap the 2016 United States Touring Car Championship. We have followed this group everywhere. We have been to Las Vegas, Utah, all over the state of California. So buckle up. Here we go.
I'm Rick Nannini,
I'm Julio Decker.
and we started the season off in Las Vegas Motor Speedway at a brand new outside circuit.
We have 4 classes this year for you. We have Super Touring, Sportsman, and GT classes.
And the battle quickly ensued in the Super Touring class between 3 BMWs and a Porsche.
In the touring class, we had a whole heap of cars that were really, really close to each other, led by Gary Sheehan, and Michael Shawhan gave him all the trouble he could handle for that first segment of this 2-part race weekend.
The touring class is huge, and there's a variety of cars. You have a Hyundai, you have a Nissan, you have a Mitsubishi, you have BMWs, you have a Honda, you have front-wheel drive, you have rear drive, you have 4-wheel drive. It's
Turbo cars, non-turbo cars.
A Honda S2000 that you see here that Daniel Akhromtsev hit his teammate.
You know, when the team principal is coming through, you make way.
That's right. That's number 1 rule. Let the boss go through. But that's what happened there. Fortunately, it wasn't that bad a punt. It was just a little shove to say, hey, get out of my way. And a battle that quickly ensued also was between a couple of BMWs here in the Super Touring class. We saw Vijay Mirzayan in that number 44 BMW that I think he took a little rule advantage.
He did. That car's probably given up anywhere between 50 to 70 horsepower compared to the other cars, but for the very first race of the season, they allowed slicks in that class, and he put on a set of slicks and made very quick lap times.
So the first checkered flag flew, and the first segment was won by Gary Sheehan in that yellow BMW or yellow Hyundai Genesis. That was in the touring class. But the race is not over, because all this is a little pause. The drivers get to take a little break. Okay, now race number 2 started off, and the outcome of race 1 determined the starting order for race 2, which meant that you had to finish well in race 1 if you wanted to start high up in race 2.
And the battle is still very hot in the touring class. In fact, Shawhan tried to take Sheehan on the outside of turn 1. It's a very, very hard pass to pull off.
Yeah, turn 1 is a little tricky around here. You got to be very careful, because it's you think you can make the pass under braking. It seems like a good place, but the exit kind of creeps up and it tightens down. So
And Doug just tried it on Brad, and Brad actually shut the door, and he lost all of his momentum.
And Doug later tried, okay, the inside doesn't work, I'll try the outside.
He was pushing Brad very, very hard, and making sure that he did not lose sight of him.
Yeah, but finally, Brad McClure in the BTM Porsche went a little wide, and he did eventually get passed by Doug Makashima. That was a fight for second place, because Vijay Mirzayan in the 44 car was leading at this point. But soon after that, oh no, Brad McClure spun the Porsche, and he got passed by Roger Eagleton. So Roger Eagleton inherited 3rd place, Vijay Mirzayan ended up in 1st place, and Makashima ended up in 2nd place in that Sandisk BMW.
Absolutely, and the battle was just as hot in the touring class, with Shawhan giving Sheehan all that he could handle, but Sheehan was able to hold Shawhan off and coming in 1st place, followed very closely by Shawhan, and in 3rd place was Patrick Cho in the Speed SF.
In the Sportsman class, we had Larry Bani in the 35 GoGoGear.com BMW M3 win, finished. He was followed by Dmitry Pikhanov and Michael McCulligan. And in the GT class, Daniel Akhromtsev won that race. Round 2 took us to Mazda Raceway in Laguna Seca, where we had a full field of 30 cars, all charging ahead after a standing start to turn 2. We thought it was going to be carnage at this point, but amazingly enough, nobody hit each other going into turn 2 with all these cars.
Yeah, we had the super sub, Matt Cressy, subbing in for Brad McClure in that Porsche, and he just took off and left everybody behind.
Matt Cressy is he's a professional driver, and he is an amazing, good professional driver. So he kind of took charge of this race and led in the early stages. But we also had some spins. Here we see George Kipilov, who was our pole sitter in the touring class, who went a little wide at turn 9.
And also Gary Sheehan just took Patrick Chow on the inside in turn 11. Great start was had by Dave Brown in that four-wheel drive Mitsubishi. He jumped a bunch of places to be right behind Shawhan for second place.
Yeah, Dave Brown, multiple-time USTCC champion, really showed the field how it's done with that awesome start. And in the touring class, it was a big battle between the red Mitsubishi and the blue BMW of Michael Shawhan.
And these guys kept on at it. So Dave Brown passed Sean, but Sean was not letting him go, even though there was other cars like the GT of Daniel Akhromtsev coming through the field. Sean kept tabs on Dave Brown all race long.
Yeah, we also had some casualties. We had a bad clutch on one of the Life's Good BMWs that sidelined that car for a little bit. And we also had an engine problem on one of the Mazda Speed 3 of Daniel Rose. He also had to park the car. But that doesn't mean there was no action on the track, because we still had 28 cars on the track running around really fast, and there was lots of battles going on. The best battle was probably in the Super Touring class that we see up here between the Porsche and the BMW.
Yeah, Doug closed that gap on Matt, but at the end he was not able to pass him, and Matt was able to bring home a first place. And what a great teammate to Brad.
Yeah, this was a hard fight, because this track is one of Doug's favorite tracks, and he holds multiple track records at this track. So to be able to beat him at this track takes a lot. So good job by Matt Cressy in the car that didn't have much seat time in before this race.
The touring class action was very hot all the way through and through, all the way down to the very checkered flag, where at the last minute Andy Chittum was able to pass Gary Sheehan
for third place. And a beautiful move for third place, side by side going into the corkscrew. But ultimately, Shawhan was the one who took the touring class, followed by Dave Brown in the Mitsubishi. And in the Sportsman class, we had Joshua Allen, a newcomer in a Mazda, took the win. Larry Bani finished second, and Valentin Ryabov finished third.
And in GT class, it was Daniel Akhromtsev for the win, followed by John
Fredericks in the BMW, newcomer also. Round 3 took us to one of our favorite circuits, Sonoma Raceway, in beautiful Sonoma Valley in Northern California, where once again there was a battle between Porsche versus BMW.
This time around, the Super Sub was in the BMW, and it was Andre Hartanto. Whoa, that was a dead stop for Roger Eagleton in his Super Touring car.
Yeah, Roger Eagleton broke a diff or a transmission or something, and he could not move, was stationary. Fortunately, nobody hit him, and everybody went around, so that could have been really ugly quickly.
We got to see an instant replay of that. That was amazing how absolutely nobody hit him.
Yeah, we'll see here, nothing. Everybody goes, and he's just stopped, looking for gears. Any gears, on the range.
Sean's right behind him, so that's easy enough. I mean, that's quick enough, but look at Patrick, 3 rows back, and you got to have really quick hands right about now.
Good reflexes here. So we had the yellow and red flag, which meant we're going to redo this thing, and all that stuff you saw meant nothing. We're just going to move the BMW out of the way and start all over again. So once again, the green flag dropped. And once again, you saw that the Porsche accelerates harder off the line than a BMW.
This is why they have the engine in the wrong place. It gives you great starts.
Well, Porsche purists argue that this is in the right place, but normal people go the other way, so whichever way you go. But Andrea Artanto really took it to Brad here, trying to make a move, but always was cautious not to hit him.
Yeah, Brad is pretty aggressive, and he drives that Porsche very, very wide. And that battle was nose to tail all race long.
Yeah, the touring class was led by the number 22 BTM of Michael Shawhan. He was leading with Vijay Mirzayan, who was in super touring class, trying to make a move on him.
Yeah, that BJ BMW is underpowered, so he didn't qualify all that high, but he was going through that field at a rapid pace.
Behind them, you saw a bunch of cars, all in touring class, that were dicing it out. Also, you saw the yellow BMW of Larry Bani, who was in the 35 BMW, who was leading the Sportsman class.
And we have the GT cars coming through. That's Felipe and followed by Daniel. Daniel in that red BMW, Red Star BMW.
Daniel had some issues and had to start the back. Not usual for him. He's usually up front, and he had to start the back and work his way through.
And this time the Super Sub goes through.
Super Sub makes a move. These guys are ringers, and they come over and they know what they're doing, so they do really well.
Yeah, Andre had raced some World Challenge as well, so he's no stranger to not only racing, but he's obviously raced USTCC as well, and they're very familiar with racing with each other.
Daniel Akhromtsev sideways, trying to make a move on Felipe here in that 31 Chevrolet Camaro.
He will outbrake him every time into that turn 11th. He set him up beautifully.
Those V8 cars have a lot of horsepower, but they're not usually very good under braking, and that's where the BMW really shines, is under braking.
Absolutely.
But a great battle ensued in
touring class.
Touring class, this time between Ace Roby in that 91 BMW and Patrick Cho. Also in there was the number 2 Honda Civic of Pete Bovenberg, who was really busy. He had his hand full with that 58 Mini of Andy Chittum.
And obviously, Super Sub brought it home in first place. So we have Andre in first, Brad in second, followed by BJ.
And Shawhan won the touring class. Sportsman was won by Valentin Ryabov, and GT class was won by Daniel Rose. Round 4 took us to Utah Motorsports Campus, one of the most beautiful tracks in the country, as the USTCC cars headed for this long straightaway, racing with NASCAR K&N West.
Because of that, the start was late to the day, almost at dusk, and the drivers had their sun in their eye coming into a very quick turn 1 at about 130 to 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, qualifying in third place was Gary Sheehan in that Hyundai Genesis Coupe, but right at the start he did a great job and went to first place and led the early stages in his Hyundai Genesis Coupe in the touring class.
As usual, Brad got his quick start, and he was leading the pack in super touring.
Yeah, and we also had a new entry, in the prototype class, which was driven by Ken Kurtz, and he was trying to see basically how fast you can go at this place with 800 horsepower of GTP car.
Unfortunately, Roger Eagleton had some electrical gremlins, and the car kept on shutting off on him, so it was a very frustrating race for him.
Yeah, this was not the best race for Roger. He was really frustrated, and he was up and down. The car was fast in moments, but then he had electrical problems and it was shut off. But the big battle was in the touring class was between these two guys, the 22 of Shawhan and the 88 of Patrick Cho.
And Gary Sheehan unfortunately had some troubles throughout this race as well. His transmission would not shift on him for a little bit. I don't know if it was overheated, but he got going again.
Yeah, he seemed to have some, couldn't find gears at times, which, and went off over here.
I think that transmission was bothering him enough that he ended up
making mistakes.
Yeah, he ended up getting probably the red mist with people passing him in a tight race.
Yeah, and here we have the touring cars again going through the field, and we also have, you see Michael McCulligan in that Mazda Trix, Mazda RX-8.
And we have Sheehan now kind of.
He ended up with a flat tire, which is why we see him all sideways and spinning over here, because the first off caused a flat tire, which is a slow
Ended
leaking
up in
tire.
his tank. Yeah, he got a tank slapper and ultimately couldn't.
Yeah. And this pretty much ended a pretty bad day for Sheehan, who ended up having to park it as the white flag was dropped. We saw the two BTM cars leading the respective classes in Super Touring and Touring.
The usual sight here, we have Daniel Akhromtsev leading the GT, pushing real hard and maybe a little too hard.
A little too hard at the end. You know, you're leading your class with a wide margin. You may want to just bring it home in one piece.
I think Daniel has one speed, and that's just fast.
Wants to set the fast lap every time. But at the checkered flag, he ended up winning the GT class, and behind him was McClure in winning the Super Touring class. And Shawhan won the
Touring class. Yeah, it was a good weekend for the BTM crew.
It was
Absolutely.
a very good weekend for the BTM crew, and not a great weekend for the Go-Go Gear team. But they did have Larry Bani win the Sportsman class. A bit of good news. Round 5 was back to Sonoma Raceway with a different configuration, but this time the race was all about rain, and lots of it.
Lots and lots of rain. All weekend long it rained, except for the race. This caught so many people out. They had half the people had rain set up, half the people had dry set up, half the people gambled and did half and half.
And what made it worse was the skies were threatening with about 10 minutes to go in the race, so everybody changed their strategy 10 minutes before the race.
Multi-car teams literally ran out of time and ran out of crew to change cars over from the wet setup to the dry
They didn't know
setup.
whether to run intermediates, wets, dries. It was a nightmare trying to many of the teams outguessed themselves and screwed themselves up.
But up front, we had Doug and Brad having at it again. Brad goes wide a little bit. Doug takes advantage of that, jumps on the inside, and passes him up for first place in Super Touring.
Side by side, through 3A, and until finally Makishima takes the lead, going to 4, goes on the inside. But no, not enough.
Unfortunately, Roger got caught out in this melee, and he ended up with a complete wet setup. He was one of those multi-car teams that did not get a chance to convert to a dry setup.
Yeah, the crew members had the worst time here because they kept having to change stuff left and right, changing shocks, springs, suspension. Oh my God, it was. I felt bad for those people.
Absolutely, and the wet weekend saw a few cars go off the track as well, so there was lots of body repair going on all weekend long too. I think the crews all need a vacation after this race.
Yes, definitely. But in the touring car, the battle was between Shawhan, Sheehan, Andy Chittum in his Mini, who did really well, and Carl von Beckman in that Life's Good Racing BMW, who was also really quick.
The Red Star BMW also got caught out with a wet setup, so Daniel was not that fast this weekend.
Yeah, he ended up being about as fast as the touring cars with his wet setup. But in the Sportsman class, we had an awesome battle between the two yellow cars. Larry Bani, the points leader in the Sportsman class, had his hands full this time with Petrie, known as Thomas Petrie, who's driving that yellow Acura.
And he was a newcomer to the series, but boy, oh boy, he was giving Larry all he could handle. And unfortunately, Brad had a flat tire, and he lost the battle with Doug there.
Yeah, Brad was, I'm sure, very disappointed that his race was going to end this way. But these guys in the Sportsman class really showed a beautiful race in this week.
I don't think there was more than a second separation between those two cars the entire race. They were nose to tail from the green flag to the checkered flag.
Yeah, it was a really close fight, but in the touring class, we saw some puddles along the way here. Shawhan was leading with von Beckman closing the gap, but ultimately coming a little bit short and not enough.
Carl needed 2 more laps than you would have had, Shawhan. That was one more lap even possibly. Yeah, that was closing quickly.
Maybe even half a lap, but you know what? But again, it's one thing to catch up, it's another thing to pass, right?
Absolutely. And again, Petrie was jumping all over Larry all the way to the last turn.
But in
couldn't
this race,
pull it off.
We showed off that if you want to win at Sonoma, you need a BMW because BMWs won all 4 classes: Makishima, Shawhan, Larry Bani, and Daniel Akhromtsev. Sorry. Round 6 took us to Thunder Hill Raceway, way up in Northern California, where once again Roger Eagleton had a terrible start.
Non-start, right.
Non-start, where he broke another diff or transmission or axle or whatever it was, and
Nobody hit him again. Yeah, cat-like reflexes. Amazing.
let's not jinx it. Let's not make a habit of this. But whoa! Oh, smokes! That was an awesome move by Makishima to make a move on that Porsche for the lead in the Super Touring class.
Yeah, the late start of the day had the sun right at the horizon and in people's eyes, and I think that was one of those that caught some of the drivers out.
Yeah, that turn 9 is a very difficult place with the sun in your eyes. But behind them in the touring class, we had a huge battle once again between Cho, Shawhan, Sheehan, and Andy Chittum. The 4 of them going at it again.
And in the Sportsman class, there was another Acura chasing that yellow BMW, except this time around it was.
Yeah, well, actually, we had here we saw the sun. We were sorry to jump in here, but we had the BTM car again. That sun played a role as he went off and almost lost the car, but ended up still in second place.
That's right.
Yeah. But George Kibilov, newcomer, tries to go on the outside of Sheehan in the touring class, but Sheehan shut the door on him and said, "No, try again later." The outside.
Sheehan, the pro driver that he is, he knows better, and he's going to drive a very wide Hyundai on this.
But the big thing in the race was what happened here. With the Hyundai had a fluid leak, which caused the fire, and it actually could be really scary here.
Yeah, this was the scariest moment of the entire year. Luckily for the crew of that car, they jumped in and helped Gary out, and Gary Shin was ultimately okay. He was taken to the hospital just to get checked out, but he was fine.
Yeah, so he was fine. The car was not, but this effectively, and you see the huge flames, lots of fire there. Got Gary out of there, but this effectively ended the race. The race was red flagged, and yeah, so then we had to. We were done for Saturday, and then we had to move on for Sunday with one less car in the field.
Somber moment indeed.
Round 7 was on Sunday at Thunder Hill once again, and this time we were missing a couple of cars. The Mini had fuel problems, and of course Gary Sheehan's Hyundai was burnt. But here once again the battle was Porsche versus BMW up front, but behind them we had a great battle in the touring class.
And this time around, Doug took it to Brad and took the early lead. And
Shawhan gave a little shove to Carl von Beckman there, and managed to shove his way past for the lead.
Last race of the season, these guys are going to be extremely aggressive. They have all off season to fix the panels.
Yeah, this is it. This is no holds barred racing. This is like the MMA fighting in touring cars.
The usual scene with Daniel Akhromtsev coming through the field and his nice BMW 3 Red Star Racing GT car there.
Yeah, but Daniel, Doug Makishima was not letting Daniel go. These two guys wanted to win overall, and nobody wanted to let Daniel through, and Daniel actually had to work for this.
Yeah, but Doug and Brad were in a hot battle, so it's a foregone conclusion. I think Daniel drove a very clean race, making sure he didn't get in the middle of that fight until he had a nice long straightaway so he can get by them.
Yeah, certainly that was a classy move, because he could have really messed up these two guys' fight, but he was trying to make this as clean as possible for the two of them as he passed them on the straightaway, not in the turn, for example, over here you see. Behind them was Patrick Cho, who was leading. His first race ever, he was leading, and he was really hoping that this was going to be his first win of the season, ever. But behind them was the points leader, Michael Shawhan, and Carl von Beckman in that number 12 BMW, who was also super quick.
this battle went on pretty much all race long, and Patrick's been working on that car year after year and continues to get better and better and better. So what better way to cap off the season with a win here?
Yeah, but the gap was closing. But here in the Sportsman class, we see another fight. This time, Larry Bani and Tom Milburn in that silver and blue Acura R6.
Well, those Acuras really love those BMWs.
They want to eat BMWs.
They want to get real nice, close and comfortable.
This was a really close fight in qualifying. In qualifying, the two of them were 7/1000ths of a second apart, and the race was same way. It was bumper to bumper the whole way around.
And that's the beauty of this United States Touring Car Series. It's power to weight ratio, so you see all different brands and models and configuration, but awfully close racing.
Yeah, really close, as we saw. Here between the Porsche and the BMW, once again almost having contact, but not quite. And we see the RSX and BMW going at it again. Here, Larry Bani takes the inside line, the defensive line, and makes the Acura go on the outside. Acura almost makes a stick, but Larry does not give up. And side by side, through 10, through 11, through 12. Wow, that was a little shove move by Bani.
Like I said, last race of the season, nobody's giving an inch here.
Nobody cares. The cars are going in the dumpster after this. What do we care? Drive it like you stole it, right?
Absolutely. We have Daniel here in the GT class, and he was having a difficult time this race, but he made it to the end and was able to place.
But Shawhan was chasing Patrick there, and Shawhan was not giving up. Here, all he had to do was finish, and he would win the championship. But he wanted to win, so he kept pushing and pushing. And here we saw Patrick trying to pass one of the lapped cars, goes off, almost collects one of the other BMWs, which allows room for Shawhan to go by. Boy, Shawhan thought, that's it, I got another win in the bag.
Unfortunately, Doug's car broke down, so he was no longer in the mix for this race and had to pull off the track.
But the BTM cars now were 1-1 again. So leading the Super Touring class with the Porsche and leading the Touring class with that 22 BMW of Shawhan. But they was not done yet, and now Patrick was on a charge trying to hunt down Shawhan in the 22. Patrick gets a run here, he gets in the draft, and the checkered flag's up ahead. Is he going to be able to do it? Maybe. He had the closest finish in USTCC history here. Where
it looks like he got him at the flag.
Got him with
Look how close that was. Oh my God, we're going to have to go to the photo finish here.
Photo finish, 3 inches apart. Patrick Cho scored his first win ever in that Nissan.
Very well deserved.
Brad McClure won the Super Touring class. Larry Bani won Sportsman by a hair once again. And Daniel Akhromtsev won the GT class. Very well done. Thanks for watching. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And hope to see you guys next season.